Hey, what's up guys? Back again, got another video. This is actually a new video and a brand new series. This is very applicable to YouTube. It's going to be a series that I'm calling My Experience. So I am going to start this one off, my experience with oil pulling. So I talk about coconuts quite a bit. I talk about oil pulling quite a bit. I talk about Bruce Fife's book, Oil Pulling Therapy. I highly suggest it. You should check it out. But now, I'm going to tell you about oil pulling. So basically, it's really popular because a lot of women or a bunch of people have all these individual packets that you can buy for ridiculous prices, way overpriced coconut oil, and then you could get some with some botanicals in it, or you could get some with charcoal in it. But anyways, the bottom line is that most of those are overpriced. Not that they're not bad products, not that they're bad products, but in my opinion, uh, just overpriced, yes. So, oil pulling therapy has lots of health benefits, and a lot of people have benefited from it in many different ways. For me personally, this is my story and my experience. I first heard about oil pulling, and that's all it was to me, was whitening experience. And then I read the book that I just talked about by Bruce Fife, and he suggested in that book that you pull oil 20 minutes at a time, 3 times a day. And so there was all these different, there's a big long list in that book about things that it should be beneficial for, or other people have experienced benefits for. Both of those lists are in there. So one of the things was I had severe allergy issues. I had seasonal allergies. I had pet allergies. I don't know. I had allergies to all kinds of stuff. Anything that was in the air, it seems like. So I started doing that. When I first woke up, before I ate breakfast, I would pull oil. When it was lunchtime, before I ate lunch, I would pull oil. And then I would do like dinner time or before bed. And each time I do it 20 minutes at a time, and I would really swish it around, sometimes very violently. And occasionally I would work up a little blood blister in my mouth, which, I learned now you really don't have to do that. It's not necessary. Just gently moving it around is going to actually draw a lot of toxins out of your body, and you can't swallow it. Now, you can eat coconut oil. It's great for you. It's really good for your health. I believe that for sure. But when you're pulling oil, you have to spit it out because it'll draw all this stuff out of your system, and then you have to spit it in the trash. If you just swallow it, then that stuff's not getting out of your system. So that's the basics of it. And from my experience, after 2 weeks, it seems like 2 weeks exactly, the morning of, after that 20 minutes was over, I spit it out, and it's like my sinuses burst open, and it was just, I could breathe. It was all clear. Like, I don't remember in my life ever breathing that easy. And it just was an amazing experience. Throughout Bruce Fife's book, he talks about how you should not expect such radical breakthrough, and that it should be looked at as a long-term thing to do, that you should keep with it. Because he makes the argument that if you got to your current state by 20 or 30 years or whatever of bad habits, then you shouldn't expect breakthrough in like 2 weeks or anything like that. So that is my basic experience that I share with a lot of people on oil pulling. I believe it has also helped me sleep better at night. I think it has helped reduce some of my fatigue issues. Yeah, I mean, there's a long list in that book. I really highly suggest it. I put it in the description of a lot of my different coconut videos. And yeah, I mean, that's been my experience. Other than that, yeah, check out my other videos about coconut oil. Let's see, I brought it up about how it's good for blood sugar, how it can reduce blood sugar, how it can reduce sugar cravings. So there's also this other channel out there that talked about the risks of oil pulling, and they talked about lipoid pneumonia. And that's just stupid because I tried to search and find statistics on lipoid pneumonia. So here's the deal. It's when you inhale the coconut oil in the liquid fats get stuck in your lungs and then you could get sick from that. Like, I understand some people might possibly get sick if they inhale it, but most adults are not going to do that. It's not going to be an issue. So the point that this other video made, that you shouldn't pull oil because of lipoid pneumonia, when it's only a few sparse cases that I could find in an entire year. I mean, it probably wasn't even the current year that I found this case of lipoid pneumonia. And anyways, it's an ancient practice. Oil pulling started in Ayurveda in India, and coconut oil is by far the most antibacterial, one of the best oils out there. But you don't have to just use coconut oil. You could use sesame seed oil or olive oil, or there's grapeseed oil. You know, there's so many different oils you could do that with. I also just talked about in my oral health video about how you could actually stop having sensitive teeth. You could stop cavities. You could stop tooth pain by pulling oil. So, yeah, I highly suggest it. That's been my experience, guys. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. And anything you want to hear my experience on, I'd be happy to share. Anyway, stay healthy, guys.